Grand Rising Libra. What's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome in. Welcome back. I do have to be a little bit quiet because the baby's still sleeping right now. Yeah, and we don't need one of those, okay? We don't need one of those. But this is going to be for Libra, cross-watcher, anybody that's paying attention to their 7th house, or even what's going on with your Venus, right? Interesting. Take what fits, leave what doesn't. If none of this hits home or you're here for nefarious reasons, try a different reading or a different reader. Let's see what we got for Libra. Ace of Swords. Oh, I was going to do my nails before I did a reading. Oh, well. Ace of Swords. I feel like you're speaking your truth here. Especially if you're somebody like me that's always clearing your throat. It's because there's a lot of people around you that want you to keep their secrets. Don't tell people what you saw, what you heard. All you have to do is share some honest moments with people and something about their image. Yeah, look, 7 of Wands. This is about being protective. This is the incoming energy. This person's being protective. Why? Hanged Man, 5 of Wands, the Lovers. Simply put, you saw them lose their mind. They acted very out of character in a way that they're not proud of, in a way that I mean, they're experiencing feelings like embarrassment, feeling ashamed. This is like a really, really dark side of them, demonic even, very karmic stuff, right? This person is so worried you're going to tell people. You know something about some people, at least someone, right? Yeah. See, now all of a sudden I got to clear my throat again. As a child, I saw some really weird shit. And I just, I was awkward, so I didn't really have anybody to say anything to anyways. And yeah, becoming an adult, especially coming into the spiritual community, there were definitely some people that did not like me doing what I'm here to do. I've always been here to do. Some of them knew that. I'm hearing now. They knew then, they still know now. They know that. It's not they knew. They still know. So they know better, is what I'm getting here. Ace of Swords. This also feels to me like you are trying to, you might have a new beginning and you really, really, really want to share it with somebody, but you need to be careful because there are certain people that if you tell the ones you love, they might go and tell other people, and that would cause a conflict because you're like, I didn't want somebody to be a part of this. Interesting. For some of you, this is about knowing someone else's secret. For others of you, there's something new that you're doing here that you don't want to tell people because you don't want them to mess with your manifestation here. What is in the foundation for Libra? So far, we just have Gemini and Pisces on the board. For Libra. Oh, goodness. What was that? Foundation for Libra, please. The Hermit. Ooh, yeah. You're... Libra... I need some coffee for this. So, you're not wrong. You're not wrong here. You're just keeping this one close to the chest for now. You're sitting on some information that would really change some lives, change some situations concerning multiple people. And it does potentially feel permanent. Like this information could have people cutting somebody off. That's another thing. Some of you guys cut somebody off and you're keeping that to yourself. Everybody's like, why? What happened? What did they do? And you're like, My initial reaction is that people wouldn't believe you, so you're not even going to try to do that because it would be so easy for this person to be a narcissist and try to flip it and be like, see, that, look at what, Tricky people. What's in the recent past? 9 of Cups and the Fool. Yeah, see, you have had something amazing, something brand spanking new, birthed in your life, something that may have taken a while to bring this on, to put yourself in the position to receive this, right? This is saving a bunch of money and making that large purchase and not wanting to tell anybody about it. This is finding somebody that really makes you happy, but not sure who you should tell because you don't really trust the people that have been around you. You kind of started a new everything and this person comes in and maybe we should just keep it new. But then when it gets serious, how do you explain how you don't have any friends anymore or family anymore, or especially if that person happens to know somebody? This could even be like a new job. I just heard your sister's the one that is going behind your back and telling people that she promised you she wouldn't tell. Your sister's the snitch, Libra, for somebody here, straight up. That's either an auntie or a grandmother that wants you to know. Your sister's the snitch. And she's not proud of her. Ooh. Yeah, crowning you is the Movement of Pentacles. It's almost like you feel like it's moving, yes, but it can only move so far because things are complicated. Oh no, is that the title you're reading? It's complicated. Libra, let's get you out of that. Near future, 2 of Cups. You're out of that. Congratulations. Oh, this is a whole stack. 2 of Cups, the Magician, the Universe. Look, the Fool is 0, and then Magician is 1. The Universe is 21, the finale. You're going to go through this entire process with someone, which to me means you're going to go through, you've got a new best friend, someone you really, really click with, or you've got a new romantic interest, somebody that you really, really click with. And you guys are going to go through this whole getting to know each other, finding out your likes and dislikes, trying out new things, giggling about boys, right? Or girls, whatever. But like, you're going to go through this whole getting to know this person phase and a relationship becoming a relationship, right? What comes next? The Wheel of Fortune. Never mind, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to manifest it. This is near future. After we have currently what we're doing is cutting out, right? That's what you're doing here is cutting out. Oh, the King of Cups. It's like you always knew you would be here at this level of happy, right? I completely understand that, Libra, because like I know the feeling of not being able to feel. I know the feeling of, and these are stuck feelings. You absolutely get stuck here, right? When something traumatic happens and there's like a big loss, right? Or even I don't understand why people don't talk about friend breakups the way we talk about boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend breakups, because that shit's hard. Yeah. But have you ever broke up with a best friend? That's harder. You know? I don't even care how that came across. I'm trying to emphasize how much more difficult that is. It is excruciating. So to come out of that, right? To heal from that, to be able to be happy again day to day after a loss or a breakup or a complete rewrite. Because again, recent past is a 0. That is a clean slate, a fresh start across the board. This is somebody that's moved. They have a new job. They may even got a new vehicle. Or at least they're going to have to get a new license and license plate, because maybe it's a different state or a different city. Either way, it's going to have a different address, right? There's so much that's different here. I'm hearing policies have changed. That could even be your personal policies, things that you are and are not okay with. We're talking about morals and values, fucking perspective. You've got it. You've got the perspective. But now it's like you've been able to settle in this energy. And I think this is kind of like the final couple grains of sand settling underneath this chest that you've set on it. Or a treasure box. I don't know. It feels so... I've made it. It's one of those I've made it feelings. We did it. We did it. Blockages. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords. Holding on to the pain. But I love how the Ace of Swords is here, because I feel like you were actively, passionately even, holding on to the pain or the moment of separation, the words said, the things done, and it fucking hurt. The wedges that have been placed in your life were a very, very tough pill to swallow. Moment of silence for that, because wow. I'm like blocking my chest. I didn't realize I was doing that. I'm like actually pushing a little bit, like, ooh. You know when you get a cut and you hold it? That's the kind of pressure. It's exactly like that. Tapping. Tapping is a great way to break up stuck energy. Tapping. If you're working on your third eye, temple, right? Because I feel like it's not something you can just let go. And I know that that's what people are going to say. I wish you could just let it go. You'd be so much healthier. You'd be so much happier. When you let go, you'll feel better. It's not about letting it go. And I think that's maybe where you're clashing with people a little bit on a personality type of level. Because again, that's not your perspective. Your perspective is to work through this in a healthy manner, so that when you get to the I feel better, it is permanent, because you've done the healing to get here. Therefore, there's no falling back. You're not forcing yourself. You're not pushing yourself. You're not, I don't know if you guys have ever been in sleep paralysis. I have managed to get myself off the bed, and I hold on to the door frame, hold on to this side of the door frame, and I pry myself through. And as soon as I make it out of the room, I'm back in the bed waking up again. I fucking hate sleep paralysis. However, that's what it feels like. If you don't move through the process healed, which looks completely different, then you're trying to force yourself to get out of the room. And the object, and it happens every single time I have the sleep paralysis, it has nothing to do about getting out of the room. I gotta get out of the room. It has nothing to do with getting out of the room. It has to do with, okay, I know what you're doing. You can stop now. Boom, you wake up for real this time. As soon as you address the elephant in the room, the darkness in the room, as soon as you speak the fuck up, you point the thing out, it has to let go. And yes, sleep paralysis is when you are being attacked by a demon. I don't know if they're actually sitting on your chest and that's why it's hard to move. I don't know. I've never seen one on my chest. I've never actually seen one. They won't show themselves to me. It's just me in the room. If there's other people in the room, like say I fall asleep on a couch and there's other people in the room watching TV or something, that is legit happening real time in these dreams. If they're moving in and out of the room, I know when they did and who did, even if they were silent, because it happens in my sleep paralysis as well. It's all like the stuff happening at the same time. And this is what is going on. All this is happening at the same time for you. Even other people and how they're moving, how they're telling you they expect you to not say nothing, or to take that one to the grave, or to well, I think you should live your life this way, and if you don't, then whoops, guess my love was conditional and you don't get it now. Let me take back all the compliments and good things I said. I'm no longer proud of you type of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many of that out here too. That's the kind of love that'll really fuck you up, man. Because they care, but they only care so much. And as soon as you don't do what they want you to do, you're not living your life how they want you to live your life, well, now all of a sudden you're a fucking problem. Enemy number one. I was going to say numero uno. And then I was like, no, we're going to stick with one language. Does anybody else know bits and pieces of a bunch of different languages? And every now and then to mess with your kids, really, just to expand their vocabulary. You throw out these other languages, and then you'll catch yourself in conversation where you're just going, and all of a sudden people are like, could you pick one language and just stick with it? Because every couple words you're throwing in something not English, right? And they're like, is this fucking ELA? Are you asking me to fix the grammar? Like, what is happening here? I do apologize. I know you guys have caught me doing it in the past before, but I'm sorry. I almost did it there. What comes next? How's the universe viewing you? These didn't want to go in the deck. And that makes perfect sense. From the Eight of Swords, which is that confusion, feeling blocked, feeling trapped. This is literally sleep paralysis for me. It's also mental prison, or actually behind bars, right? Maybe some of the people you've been bickering with are, maybe their secrets could get them criminally charged. Holy shit. I feel like I need to take a moment to remind you, because I don't even think you were present when they did what they did. You're just hearing about it later on. They needed to vent and they came to you. That makes sense. You're a light worker. It's, you know, being a light worker is almost like being the original confession box, right? You see about confessions in the Catholic Church and how they go and confess their sins and all that. Being a light worker is almost like that. Or just being a therapist. I actually thought that's what I wanted to be. I guess I did turn out that way. But that's why the sun is coming out too, because like you're coming out of this, right? The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. Anyways, the universe is viewing you as going from stuck, confused, trapped, maybe even feeling cursed here. Like you really fucked up somewhere and took a left at Albuquerque when you should have taken a right, or however Bugs Bunny says it. But then they're also seeing you make all the realizations and be like, oh, I get it now. I get that. It all makes sense. Holy shit. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. So when I'm trying to explain to you this peace, this serenity, this happiness that you have completely healed to get to, so it gets to be a permanent thing for you. Is this clicking? I know this is clicking, right? Fuck right off. Here comes the sun. Dude. Spirit, Y'all don't play. Y'all will pull out all the stops. When I tell you guys that there are signs everywhere, all around us, they are constantly communicating with us. And they are using us to communicate with you, or you to communicate with me, or like, the way spirit just moved through me blows my mind. We need to keep going. We're 20 minutes in. Libra, y'all are getting like a phase 2 reading here. This is spiritual ascension too. So this is the sun, the universe viewing you as Eight of Swords to sun is like you are ascending. You are coming out of an old paradigm, an old cycle, right? Especially with the universe and the Wheel of Fortune in your near future. Like you are coming off an old timeline. Don't be surprised if there's new Mandela effects out, right? Don't. That, when you realize there's new Mandela effects, that is the moment that you have shifted into a new dimension, okay? The old you is dead and gone because you've healed out of that. There will be a point, obviously not in the very near future, but a few years down the road when you're really on this path and you've been able to fork into think of it as a tree expanding its roots into the soil, right? So you're the tree in a new yard and your roots are just taking to the soil. And at this point, your roots have combined with all the other roots around you and you're communicating with the whole community now, communicating with the community. If someone else was to bring up the past, or if you were to have a nostalgic moment and think about, oh my gosh, yeah, that did happen. Whoa, I forgot that happened. I feel like that's your reaction because you are becoming so past that will be your past. Like you healed. You're healing through this. You're taking your time. You're not forcing yourself through it. You're recognizing what's happening. You are calling it out. Okay, I know you're fucking with me. You can stop now. Because as soon as you acknowledge there's something fucking with you, it's gone. If it can linger, if it can hide, right? Because they don't show themselves to me. I think I've seen too many of them. I'm just not as scared as I used to be, which sounds crazy. Y'all, they've messed with me my entire fucking life. At this point, like, I'm decades into this shit. People around me tried to be like, oh, well, you were probably imagining it. You were probably just dreaming. And I never fell for it. So I never, you know how they say children eventually grow out of it? I never grew out of it. It never went away. And then I had to bring it back later on. And it just was there. But that's the thing. Sometimes people don't want you to see their true face, their real face, the real wizard behind the curtain, right? Because when you see who it is, it's so disappointing. It's not even sad. It's not even scary. It's just, wow. It's very, I want to say 4 of Cups. In the tarot, it's the 4 of Cups. That's not what I... Wow. And I know I'm an old soul because I'm over here tisking. 3 of Wands. Yeah, I see. But your future has the sun. Here comes the sun again. Your future is very promising, is very bright, is very beautiful. Especially if you've got anything showing up in 3s, 3 of Wands, 1, 2, 3 suns. Like, most people only get 1 of these in a reading, Libra. What's the goal? To heal. Yeah, I see the star poking out too. So I didn't feel like this was the right card, but there is a bit of the message. And I was just talking about the Four of Cups, so I will take this. But I'm going to put it, or I'm sorry, I will talk about this, but then I'm going to continue shuffling until something jumps out for that spot, because that's how I like the cards to come out, is they jump out. But this is important right here. So that's that Four of Cups we were just talking about, the Nine of Swords. It's like sometimes you realize the things you are scared of aren't that scary, but you have to be brave enough to go toe-to-toe with it to realize that. You have to be brave enough to open that curtain to see who's really behind everything, who's really doing this. The Star is talking about that healing, really healing through it, not just forcing yourself through something, taking the time to be honest, being your own therapist here too for some of you. Some of you don't have other people around. It's really just you. You're coaching yourself. You're motivating yourself here. And then the Ace of Pentacles was also standing out to me. All four of these were. But that Ace of Pentacles, like I said, after you heal, there's a brand new beginning here. Seeds to be planted. I'm also getting a lot about your Akashic record here. So your and I don't just do that. If you guys want me to, okay, we'll do a personal reading, but I don't just like jump up on somebody's podium and pull their book and start reading. That feels so fucking invasive to me. To me, your Akashic library, your books, your thing, like that's your fucking journal. You know what I mean? That's your diary. If you specifically ask me to go in there and what you want me to pull, I'll do that. But like in a personal reading, not here. That's not what this is. I'm just simply pointing out that you can now go to your library, and I feel like there's new books. You might even be, Libra, if you're, before you were having a hard time sleeping, now you're getting a lot of rest. You're very well rested, because while you're resting, while you're sleeping, you're going to your library, you're accessing things, you're experiencing things that you do in other places. Libra. Yeah, your birthright is, it's egregious. I mean, it's so beautiful. It's vast. Miraculous. That's all I can think of is miraculous. But you have to be brave enough to pull that curtain back. Can you do it, Dorothy? Can you do it? So there it is. Goal here, Ten of Swords. This is essentially letting this, the fear take all the swords, because the fear is what caused the swords. I understand. Let me see if I can explain it so you can. Eights always go to the 10, right? So you were at the Eight of Swords, which is that mental prison, is that confusion, is that trapped in your mind, trapped in thoughts, trapped in fear. Fear is usually the thing that gets us to stop dead in our tracks and not move forward. Especially if you're somebody with like this much, I guess I should just simply put it as spiritual awareness. But eights always move to the 10s. So to get through this, you have to actually put your hand on the curtain and rip it open. Not stand in the back of the room terrified to go in, terrified to walk up to it. Now you actually grab it and open it. Did you hear my elbow crack when I opened it? I need to pull clarification for that, because that, I did say egregious, didn't I? That is egregious. Clarify that Ten of Swords, please, because it's a really interesting way to... I do, though. I feel like recognizing an old you is gone. Because the Fool, the Zero, the Reset is in the past. That's in the past. So you're letting your new roots take place, and a part of that is recognizing that you are in a new place. The rules have changed. You don't live in the same area anymore. The taxes might look different. The HOA might look different, right? The rules have changed. The energy is different. Even the air you're breathing is different. That old is gone, right? They've already cleaned it up. They've already rented it out to somebody else. You enjoy your new place. You can't go back there now, right? 7 of Cups. Some of you were having a really hard time recognizing that you have to move on. That's the Hanged Man and the 5 of Wands. I get it. You had to come to terms with the fact that something is done, something is over, and that's probably a very important relationship to you. This kind of makes me feel like someone's dreams get squashed only to realize that you weren't dreaming big enough. Dream bigger. And it's like instantly. As soon as you move away from the original dream that wasn't big enough, that isn't working, that's hurting you, and you move on to something else, something bigger, it takes a lot of courage, because if you can't even do that, what makes us think we can do this? Shh. You tell that shadow to shut up. Because the whole reason the original dream wasn't working is it wasn't big enough. It wasn't big enough. There were too many people around you convincing you to downgrade yourself. The fuck? I don't even need to explain that. You already know that's fucked up. So do they. They knew it when they were doing it. They made the conscious decision to do it anyways. I need you to make the conscious decision to move away from them. That's part of their karma, is losing access to you. And what I mean by that is your blessings, your give a fuck, your gifts, your abilities, your... When you hear that something horrible happened to people, or maybe they lost a loved one, you always reach out. You check in on people. They lose that too. Like, there's so much that losing access to you actually means. I was just talking with my mom about that. Interesting. What is potential outcome? This is the Naked Heart Tarot. I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the reading. Naked Heart Tarot. What's potential outcome here? I feel like we need a drum roll. Wow, the 10 of Wands. The blockage is the 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Ace of Wands. Don't forget. Don't forget, right, how difficult, how long, how complicated, how draining, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just draining across the board. But also don't forget how powerful, how strong, how brave, how courageous, how heroic you really are. The 10 of Wands is a potential outcome. This is what happens if you don't allow this process to let go. You don't need all these wands. Carrying all of this is hurting you. It's making it very hard to move forward. When you can separate from some of these wands instead of holding on to them, and you take the only one that you actually need to move forward, that's when you change your life. 344 or 3444 on the timer. That's when you change the things. I was just talking about 3s, and now we just got 4s. You're moving on to the next level. I'm going to quantum touch your reading and switch these cards around because I'm going to help you out a little bit. This is your new possible outcome if you do the work. It's one or the other. I can't quantum touch everything. But that right there, specifically because we're dealing with blockages and potential outcomes, if we if we work on the blockage, we can change the outcome. And that's what I want to see you do. That way you can look back and say, wow, so much has changed since then. Nothing looks the same. Nothing feels the same since then. Versus looking back and thinking, oh, that's where I got stuck here and I'm still here. And that's where it happened. That's when I got trapped here. I don't want to see that. I want you to address the demons sitting on your chest or hiding, in the closet or some shit. I want you to address them. Yep. Speak your fucking truth, okay? Talk through that. I can't. Call them out. Okay. I'm on to you. You can stop now. They have to stop. As soon as you call them out, as soon as you recognize it. But you have to be brave enough to speak it into existence. You have to be brave enough to say the things even if they're hard. Sometimes it's about hearing the things even if it's hard. That was a long one. Justice. They're like, yeah, but it was well done. It was what needed to be said. Like it needed to be what it needed to be. Your justice is here, guys. Your justice is here, Libra. 10 of Cups. Wow. You got the Sun 3 times and the happily ever after. Here's the Queen to your King of Cups and the Fool. So this is talking about like your masculine, feminine, and inner child are all on the same page. You are a happy family. Ooh, take that in for a minute. You've encompassed that happy family within. See, and that's that Hermit in the foundation. This is spiritually developing from the core. I mean, like, you're working through, it almost feels like your personality. I feel like some of you may have lost bits and pieces of yourself along the way. That might be the empathy thing. That might be the feeling other people's feelings a little too much. Maybe you were confusing that a little bit for your own. And you have to remember who you really are. What is yours and what's not. You're not responsible for other people's actions. This is interesting. Yeah, Temperance underneath the Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles beneath that. See, and that's why I think you're in the Hermit mode right there, because you're balancing out your own King of Pentacles. Healing and loving. It's okay to recognize your weaknesses and your strengths. It's actually very wise to know what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. What are you really good at and where could you maybe work on yourself a little bit? Not saying you have to right this minute. I'm just saying acknowledge. Yeah, see, they don't like that. They want you to be overwhelmed. I don't give a fuck. Oh, they hate it when I talk. They fucking hate it when I talk. Probably why your reading's so long. That right there. 2 of Pentacles to the 10. Everything can change like that. Look. Oh my gosh, 2 Knights. Wands and Cups. That's a lot of passion. That's a lot of passion with your whole chest, with your whole heart, with your whole soul. I'm going for it. I'm rolling the dice. I'm going for it. It's time for the tables to turn, and I think that's exactly why justice is here. It is time for the tables to turn. It is time for you to be happy because you have worked through this. Yes, it's the long road. Yes, it's the difficult one, but you're guaranteed that you don't have to go back, as long as you don't obviously do something to put yourself there. You know what I mean? But that's just it. It'll be so obvious when you actually take a step back and do the work instead of keep jumping in, keep jumping in, keep jumping in. Now I'm thinking of relationships, right? You keep jumping in, you're going to keep getting the same type of person that you got problems with because you haven't done any work in here. So what feels like home, especially when home hasn't been very healthy, that's why you keep ending up with not healthy. You need your home to be healthy so that you can recognize other healthy. And once you do that, the not healthy that used to feel like home is now going to look like the red flag that it fucking is. I'm done. I'm done. I feel like I said it right there. Home may be where the heart is, but sometimes you need to reevaluate your home. And sometimes you need to move. Sometimes not everybody gets to come with you. It's just how it is, man. It's not always fun. It's definitely not fucking easy. Nobody ever said this shit was easy. But you're a tough cookie. She's a baddie and she know it. She a 10, yeah, and she know it. I don't even think those are the words, but I'll take it. 10, 10. And we had another one. Wheel of Fortune, 10. And 10 of Wands. It's 4 10s. I don't think we had any over here. No, we didn't have any over here. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. All of them. My goodness. Cups and Pentacles. All 4 elements and the major arcana 10. When I'm telling you, big things are ending. Big, not so healthy things, though, so it's okay that those end. It's about time. It's about time you claimed your throne and fixed your crown. I'm going to leave it here. I hope this helps who it needs to, how it needs to, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay beautiful.